it's Laura and today's video is a book unhaul. Before I start this video, I want to make a small announcement, and that is that I have just reached, you ready? 200 subscribers. Technically 201, but I've just reached the milestone of 200 and I am so shocked and overjoyed because I hardly upload videos at all. I've been on YouTube doing booktube for about 2.5 years, maybe 2 years-ish. I've been on booktube a while, yeah, and I haven't really uploaded a lot. There's been months where I haven't uploaded anything, or I upload about once a month if you're lucky. So I thought as a little gift for reaching 200 I'd actually upload a video because I'm not very good at that. So today's video is an unhaul video. I have a very big pile of books that I have been piling up for a while, of books that I no longer want, either because I don't enjoy them or because I'm never going to read them again, or just because they're taking up space on my shelf, where I'm trying to make more room for other things like books and make this feel a bit more homely, so I'm trying to get rid of a bit more books and clutter. These books are either going to go to charity, to family or friends, so I will get on with the books, and yeah, I hope you enjoy seeing the books that I'm getting rid of. I always find it really weird to post on haul videos because I feel it's quite a negative video, but to me the act of getting rid of books is actually really therapeutic, and I feel so much lighter after I've got rid of stuff. So for me, even though it's quite negative, it's a very therapeutic thing for me to do, and yeah, so on to the books. So I've just counted how many books I'm getting rid of, and it's 24, so this might be a kind of long video. It would be 25, but I already gave a book to one of my friends, and that was The Revenge of Gaia by James Lovelock. I have no use for it anymore, even though it's a really interesting and annoying book at the same time. I thought she'd really enjoy reading it, as she's sort of into that sort of thing as well. So the first book I'm unhauling is probably quite controversial, and I really wanted to enjoy this book, but I couldn't, and it might just be my kind of way of thinking, but I'm getting rid of All I Know Now by Carrie Hope Fletcher, and I feel horrible saying this because it's a beautiful book. Carrie's a lovely person, and I know how much effort she put into this book, and I may change my mind, but I really didn't enjoy it. I can't remember whether I gave it 3 stars. The reason I didn't enjoy it is maybe because I'm not very good at taking advice. I'm very critical in a sense. I found a lot of the information I didn't value, and a lot of it was repeated. I love the drawings, I love the design of the book, it's just beautiful. It's just not really me, and I'm not an advice book sort of person. I don't know, there was a couple of things that were interesting, but it wasn't really what I would have liked it to be, and that sounds really cruel because it's really difficult for me because I love Carrie and I love her videos and I'm a fan of hers, and I think this book is beautiful and I know how much effort she put into this, but I think there's probably a lot more people out there who'd benefit from this book than I would. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I think there's a lot more other people out there who benefit from Carrie's wise words than I would. I don't know whether I'm giving this to a friend or not, but this book is one that unfortunately didn't fit with me. The next book I'm unhauling, don't worry, before you see it, I'm not unhauling it because I don't like it. That would be crazy. And that is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This is the adult UK paperback copy, and it just didn't match my beautiful original copies up here. So my boyfriend actually has the whole series at his parents' house, and he basically let me have the Deathly Hallows one there. So instead of having this one that doesn't match at all and is really rugged and spine broken, I thought pass it on so that the world can have a bit more Harry Potter. So yeah, still love it though. Now, a lot of these books, as I said, are uni books, mostly because they're books that personally I wouldn't put in my priority list to read, and I may pick up in the future, but they're really not my kind of cup of tea. The first one is Julie and Julia by Julie Powell. I actually watched a film of this a few years ago and thought it'd be really good, but I didn't enjoy it. It really irritated me. We studied it at uni and I just don't think I'll ever read it really. It's not my kind of thing. And even though I love baking and I love the idea of it, I just don't think I will ever get around to reading it. And if I do, I'd probably prefer to rebuy it and read it in the future, basically. If you hear some whirring in the background now, it's because I put the fan on. It's quite hot today, which is unusual, but it's good for my washing because that will dry. The next book is Changing My Mind by Zadie Smith. These are a bunch of essays, just general essays she's written. Let me have a look. They are in like 3 different sections: reading, being, seeing, feeling and remembering, so 5 different sections. I was tempted to keep this just for the reading section because it's reading, but I just think I'm not really going to have much use for it now. It was a really interesting read and I really enjoyed parts of it. I would recommend it. This is the only Zadie Smith I've actually read, so I might want to read some other Zadie Smith books, but if you're interested in like her writing, this is a bunch of essays she's written throughout her life about different parts and different things. They're kind of all just compiled into one beautiful book. The next book is a recent read, and that is Sarah Shepard's All the Things We Didn't Say. I don't know if she has written, she's written like a popular TV series. This book's behind it. I don't know if it's Pretty Little Lies or something else, but I'm probably completely wrong. But I did enjoy this. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars, but it didn't wow me as much as I expected to be. This book is about a girl called Summer and how her family's past kind of affects her present. And it's kind of a mixture of past and present, and it's a bit about the family, and it's a really enjoyable book. I just don't think I will ever read it again, and it didn't wow me as much as I hoped it would. So I would recommend this. It's a really enjoyable read, but it's not one of my favourites. The next 3 books are books I mentioned in my wrap-up of June? Yeah, June, because I haven't done July because I only read like 3 books. But I'm getting rid of 0.4 by Mike Lancaster, The Edge by Alan Gibbons, and The End of Everything by Megan Abbott. I said in my wrap-up that I really didn't enjoy this one. The other 2 I did enjoy, kind of, but I don't think I'll ever read again, and more space on my bookshelf. So some of these are enjoyable, I just don't want to keep them on my shelves anymore. The next 2 books I want to share with you guys are books that I have duplicates of, and mostly because publishers have sent me them. Unfortunately, I'm really lazy and don't ever get round to reading them lately, but I hope to read some of these books soon, especially as one of these is on the Booktubeathon. These 2 books I may do giveaways of, I'm not sure, but these 2 books we've got is The Geography of You and Me by Jennifer E. Smith and For Holly by Tanya Byrne. But yeah, these 2 I just have duplicate copies of, so I don't need 2 copies of the same book. Next is a book that actually I haven't read, and I don't think I ever will, and if I want to read it I will rebuy it, and that is Marge Piercy. My words aren't working today. Woman on the Edge of Time. This is basically kind of utopia dystopia kind of world, and I just don't know if I'll get around to ever reading it, and I may pull some of these out. I just can't see me picking it up anytime soon. I feel bad for getting rid of some of these books, but I don't think I'll read it anytime soon. The next one I'm a bit unsure about, but I think I probably will get rid of anyway, and that is Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote. This book actually has like 2 or 3 different stories in. I'm not entirely sure which ones it's got. Breakfast at Tiffany's, House of Flowers, A Diamond Guitar, A Christmas Memory. I've read Breakfast at Tiffany's twice now, and I have seen the film. I don't think I will read it again. I've read it twice and I kind of think, oh, that's enough. I maybe want to read the rest of the stories in there, but I've got a few other things I'm more interested in. And even though it's a really beautiful book, I just don't think I'll read it again. The next book is a uni book again, and that is Saturday Night and Sunday Morning by Alan Silito. I can't help but laugh when I say Silito. I did start reading this for uni and then never finished it because I had other uni books to read, or I'd prefer to read my own books. It does sound like a good premise, but modern classics have never been my forte as such, and I really struggle to enjoy modern classics as much as classics or just general fiction, I guess. This is basically about a guy called Arthur Seaton, and what does he do? Drink a lot, and it's basically about a weekend and what happens on a weekend. So it's not really kind of my sort of book, but yeah. Next up is a book I wasn't sure whether to get rid of, and I've been debating it constantly, but then I realised I had the ebook of it, so I thought because it was a free ebook I'd download that, and then if I ever wanted to read it, it's there, and I can create space on my shelves by getting rid of this one, and that is Angel by L.A. Weatherly. I don't know how popular this series is. I don't know whether I should keep it. Let me know if you think I should read it. I don't know, it just sounds a bit too young for me, and I'm just not entirely sure about it. Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of it and haul it, but I have the ebook if I ever change my mind and want to read it. Now I've got a lot more uni books. Most of the books I'm getting rid of are uni books because uni's over, and I'm only going to keep my favourite ones because they're what made uni for me, my favourite books, which makes it really sad, but I read a lot of amazing books at uni, and so I'm going to get rid of the ones that I didn't really enjoy as much. The first one is The People on the Street, A Writer's View of Israel by Linda Grant. I kept this quite a while. It's a first year read as well. I did really kind of enjoy it. I was very intrigued by the sort of ideas, and it was very different to what I read. I didn't finish reading it, but I don't think I'll pick it up again because it's not my kind of style. It does sound interesting, and I do recommend it if you're looking to learn more about life in Israel, but yeah, I just don't fancy it at the moment, and yeah. Now the next one is one that I didn't enjoy reading, but it was fun to analyse at uni, and this was a first year read of Saturday by Ian McEwan. Now, Saturday was probably one of the worst books to read for me at uni. Oh, her. This book was actually very unpopular across most of our classes for English, and it's kind of put me off Ian McEwan for life. And even though I really want to read Atonement, it has put me off, unfortunately. It's a nice idea, and when you analyse it, it's really sort of profound, but as a book to read, it's not that enjoyable. So just to warn you, even though it's a really short book, you have to really push yourself to get through it. And yeah, it's good if you're analysing it, but not so much if you want a nice read, basically. The next one is Catherine Mansfield's The Garden Party and Other Stories. I read a few of these stories, but they weren't really my kind of short story kind of style. I think it was Eleanor on her channel who was saying she can't really find any short story collections that she really enjoys. I found a couple of short story selections that I have enjoyed, but this isn't one of them, so I'm going to be passing this on. Next up we have Kafka's Metamorphosis and Other Stories. I've read quite a few in here, and some of them are really intriguing, and peculiar is a word. Kafka is really well known for his story on Metamorphosis about the cockroach. As I said, modern classics aren't really my forte. I don't think I'll ever reread these or read any more of them, so I'm going to pass this one on. After that we have another one which I actually enjoyed, but I just won't ever read it again, and that is Sam Sevlon's The Lonely Londoners. Now this is about migration, I think. West Indies, 1950s London, that sort of thing. I did actually really enjoy this, and it was really enjoyable to read, if not exhausting because of the way it was written. There was about 10 pages with no full stops and commas. I think I mentioned on a previous video I was reading it all out loud because I had an issue at that time that I'd read a couple of pages of a book and then I'd basically fall asleep. So the only way I could read it is read it out loud. I did enjoy it, but I don't think I'll read it again, so I thought I'd pass it on to someone else to enjoy. Next book is one that I didn't actually enjoy, and it's kind of a bit controversial because I know a lot of people really enjoy this, but I really didn't enjoy this, and it really upsets me because I want to like this writer's works, and that is Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf is obviously famous for works such as Mrs. Dalloway and Room of One's Own. The writing was really beautiful, but I didn't like the plot, and I didn't enjoy a lot of the stuff going on. It felt very, I don't know, it was a long time ago I read this, and I think I fell asleep like every couple of pages because I just couldn't. I really enjoy the sort of discussions you can get out of it, and I enjoy the beautiful language, but there is no really plot, and I didn't enjoy the characters either, so I just couldn't relate to it at all, so it's one that I'm passing on as well. Next up is one I'm unsure of, and this is actually a short story collection I kind of did enjoy, and that is Elephant by Raymond Carver. And I enjoyed this because it was very everyday life, and it was very, I found myself tearing up with a couple of these, but I think I will get rid of it because I don't really enjoy short stories that much. I found many short stories just don't do it for me. These are really beautiful stories, and if you like sort of stories about families and stuff, this book is kind of male dominated a lot though. I did enjoy this book, but I don't think I'll read any more of it, but I highly recommend it anyway because it's, even though I don't enjoy books, sometimes they teach me something anyway, and they have some worth in them even if I don't enjoy them as much. This one is a really short selection of short stories as well, so if you're looking for just a quick read, I recommend these. Next up is another one from uni, and that is Sir Walter Scott's Waverley. This is considered the first ever historical fiction piece. However, I never got around to reading it, and I kind of felt very daunted by it because the text is tiny, it's a really big book, and judging by the reviews of my classmates who tried to read it and failed or did read it, they did not enjoy it at all and found it really, I think they found it really dry and quite plain. I don't know much about this time period in the Jacobite Rebellion. I don't really know anything about it, and I would like to know more, but I don't think this is the place to start for me because it looks really daunting. I may one day read it, I never know, but I just don't think I'll ever get into it really. The next one is also quite a famous one, and that is Mary Wollstonecraft's Mary and the Wrongs of Women. We looked at, I think, the Wrongs of Women at uni. It was really intriguing to look into, and it worked within the course. However, I really struggled to read it, and I just couldn't keep my concentration up. It may be, I've noticed that second year, my sleeping tiredness was awful, so it may just be all these books I didn't enjoy because I was just so tired all the time. But I don't think that's completely the case. I do recommend this. This is very good for feminism, and yeah, I don't know what more to say about these books. They were sitting on my pile for a while and just wanted to flee, really. Yeah. Now the final book I want to share with you guys that I am unhauling, I don't really know what to do with because I've kind of filled out a couple of the pages, and like, I can't really give it away to charity or anything like that unless I see they don't look in the pages and they don't realise it's got stuff in. But that is The Pointless Book by Alfie Days. I don't know what to say about this that's positive. I like the kind of idea of this, but Wreck This Journal is so much better. I've just brought myself Wreck This Journal, I'm filling out and completely loving this, but this is so childish, and I feel, the thing is, I think I read a lot of your reviews on this and I found that they were saying it was childish, but at the same point, inappropriate for children. There are pages where you have to draw genitals on bodies, and I think that's kind of a bit inappropriate, especially when his fan base can range to really young children. Also with this one, I found you had to have friends to complete half the tasks, and I was like, I don't want to have friends to complete half the tasks. I'm 21. Like, I should be able to complete a book by myself. I really didn't like this. I looked at half the pages and filled out a couple, and the rest of them I was like, I don't really want to do that. Let's see, what have I done? I started on the word search, then I got a bit bored because it's kind of boring, word search. I did the spot the difference and started colouring it, but it was a bit of a boring spot the difference. I did the would you rather as well, but I didn't really enjoy. No. I enjoy Wreck This Journal so much more than this, and I feel this really isn't my age range, but I'm not really sure what the age range is at all. I just find it's kind of a bit of a meh. So that's the end of my book on haul. I hope I haven't bored you guys. I am not going to pick them up because the books are littered all over the floor. These books are going to go off to hopefully some really good homes and will be loved much more than I can love them. And yeah, I hopefully should have a video up with my booktubeathon wrap up. I decided not to do a update because it kind of went okay, but I don't really have a lot to update, I guess. So I thought I'd just do it all in the wrap up, and it gives me more time to read as well. So that's the end of my video today. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel to reach 200, and hopefully I will do some more videos soon because it's boring when I don't do videos. My channel looks empty. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you think I should keep any of these, or you've read any of these and agree with my opinion, or not. You can argue with me if you want. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I can't wait to hear your comments, and I'll see you soon with another video. So bye!